is a pleasure to get to talk to you about the new Superman. I'm not officially on the Daily Planet, but I've been allowed to talk to you guys. That's fine.
No.
So what would you say, because I don't want to spoil it for people who are watching this who haven't watched the movie, but what would you say is the most punk rock thing that James Gunn does with his version of Superman? Right off the bat, I'm not going to make it easy.
That's a great question.
Because I think it's really interesting how he approaches it, so.
Oh, man.
I think the most punk rock is that he casted his dog Ozu as Crypto, and he's in the movie, and he's the star of the movie. Sorry, David, but Crypto is the star of the movie.
It's actually Crypto's story.
Yeah, it's Crypto's story.
I don't know, what's the most punk rock? It's a good question.
Did you see the movie?
Yeah, no, I've never seen it.
We were together. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I should have started with, I mean, I never want to go like, so tell me about your character.
No, that's great.
But I mean, one of the things that sort of perked me up, because your character is really part of some spectacular action sequence, but the character is not sacrificed. So I wonder sort of the challenge of the brevity of telling us who she was before she engages in the role that she's in. And how did Gunn sort of guide you through that part?
Yeah, it is. I think for all of us, since we're telling Superman's story, all of us have just a short time to kind of show who we are as characters. But James is great at it. I feel like he added just the right few lines to tell the story of Engineer. I don't know if you've seen the movie.
Yeah, and we saw it last night. Yeah,
right.
IMAX.
Yay! That's the best way.
IMAX? Was that
I don't think we did. No, it wasn't IMAX, but we
It'll
will.
be great,
Don't
it'll
worry
be
about
great
it.
for the premiere, I promise.
No, and he's great at it. He's great at just with a few words tell the audience what's going on inside of the characters. And I feel like for me, it's at the Fortress of Solitude when that happens, and that's beautiful. And well, we hope we get to really tell the story of all of the characters in the future of the DCU.
So, I mean, Lex gets to do some terrible things in the movie, and I was talking to another journalist, but somehow, of all the terrible things, when he's mean to your character, like it's like
right?
all everybody in the audience gets really uncomfortable, and it's really unforgivable.
I know.
How was sort of working with Nicholas and sort of setting up that sort of toxic relationship in a way that it doesn't minimize the truth of it, but it works for the tone of the movie?
I mean, well, Nicholas is just the worst, honestly.
Terrible actor.
He's like the nicest guy ever. So, like, his acting is incredible because he was actually really scaring me a little bit, but he's like the nicest guy, and then the cameras are off, and he's just like a little golden retriever, like a cute little, and he's been amazing. I knew him before, so for me it was kind of like a relief that I kind of knew someone in the cast, because I'm so new in all of this. But yeah, it worked. I mean, he's such an incredible actor, really. Like, you don't even need to do anything because he just gives you so much. But yeah, I actually have a fun story about that scene.
Do tell.
So he throws a pencil at me, and it was like a rubber pencil, and James was like, yeah, you can throw it, it doesn't hurt. So he's like, Nick, come on, throw it at me. And Nick was like, and throw it at James.
I know.
You get hurt?
And James was like, oh! And he's like, yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
He was like,
And then after the scene, like, I kept getting, he kept hitting me like on my legs, and I was like, it's not like bad. It's not like you're being stabbed by a real pencil.
But it's not
pencil.
like it doesn't
But
hurt.
It's like it doesn't hurt. And then at the end, James was like, oh no, that hurt. I was like, I was like, okay.
Let me ask you this. There have been many Supermans, but not a lot of test makers. So did that give you freedom to play around with your version of it and not have the pressure of, like, live up to anything?
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, because Eve is a character from the Richard Donner movies, it kind of gave that freedom. And she's very different than the original movies in this one, but I still also wanted to keep a little bit of her playfulness, and also, like, you know, that almost like childlike presence that the Perrine did so well in the Donner movies, and I think that's also, like, you know, Eve, I think there's part of her that's still very, like, childlike, that she just, like, still gets so wowed by everything.
I think that's
and
why we
everything
feel
is just so excited, and so that's part of what I, even though she's such a different character, I wanted to bring that to screen for sure.
I think that's why we feel for her when he's so mean to her. So
Yeah.
give it to your performance. So you perked up when I threw in some Spanish, and the same thing.
Yes, I did.
The same thing sort of happened to me when she's like, you're all cool and walk into the Fortress of Solitude, and then suddenly you throw a Spanish word. I'm like, what? So that's a lot of fun. Was that improvised, or did he allow for you to sort of bring that part?
That's on the script.
Okay,
James
wow,
wrote
okay.
the character like that, so she's definitely Latina, which is awesome. And
Yeah.
he, James is like, he loves to curse, and I do too. And that gave me a lot of, we're so bad with that. So it's great. That gave
She
me a lot of
curses
freedom.
a lot.
A
Sometimes
lot.
I'm like,
It is a lot.
In Spanish or English?
a lot of Spanish.
A lot of Spanish, which
Yeah.
is nice. You only
Yeah.
Yeah,
do
but
it
don't do
now.
it
Oh, but
here,
I'm
'cause this one's going
Portuguese.
to some people who
I'm
understand.
Portuguese, so like
You get it.
You
the
get it.
words are pretty much the same. So I'm
You're
always like,
no.
International cursing. Headline, international cursing on this new
Yeah,
Superman. Let
great.
me ask you this, will be my last question just because of time. There's something that happens with the message of Superman Parents, which we're not going to spoil,
Right.
but you are your character is sort of the one who discovers it, and and she sort of emulates you emulate what's coming from the performance of receiving it. Did you guys talk about that? Because I thought it was very interesting
Yeah.
how that's the clue of what it's going to be, but you get to perform it in a physical way. So if you talk about that.
Well, engineer is kind of part machine, part human, right? So she has relationships with machines as well. You know, we approach that scene as like a very intimate moment between engineer and the machine. She, in a way, is carefully asking for permission. This is an alien technology that she doesn't know, but she's very excited about. She kind of speaks that language, so it's almost like a romantic relationship that she likes to have with this machine. So we approach it that way, like Nick would make fun of me and be like, oh wow, that was good, as I was hovering above.
You got jealous of the machine, huh?
Because of course she gets really excited. I mean, what she's feeling in her body. So it was very cool to play that.
it was
All right,
very
so
fun
last
to
2
watch
seconds.
that.
Last
We
2
were like,
seconds before they throw me out. Best interview ever?
Yes.
Best interview
You
ever.
know what? You're my first interview in a press junket.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. That's awesome.
So it's the best.
It's going to get painful from here on out. All right. You guys have a great day.